Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification.
Okay guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to our YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to upload, view and download the files in Django. I remember it was yesterday when I received a call from my friend. He was actually asking an help or a guide on how he can upload files. Specifically, he wanted to upload PDF files and download. I told him to look for help online because I was busy. Then after he replied me back that he has not found a direct guide on how he can upload and download PDF files in Django. So after that conversation, I was excited to prepare a tutorial session whereby we can learn how to upload, download files in Django. But I added one functionality, which is view. Apart from download, user can read a PDF directly from a browser, and this is the look of our final output after the end of this tutorial, right? As you can see, our tutorial session title is upload, view, read a PDF file on a browser and download it. So before we go to the demo, let me tell you the categorization of our today's session. Actually, this is one video tutorial which will take about I hope if not 20 minutes, it's about half an hour, but it will be divided in the following parts. Part number 1 is introduction, which is this. I'm on it. In introduction part, we'll have a demo of our project. Second part is setting in urls.py and setting.py. There are some configuration we need to do so as we can set the upload directory. The third part of our today's session is model creation and making migration in database. Fourth part of this video is creating views for rendering HTML page and enabling file upload. That's it. And the final part, which is part number 5 of our today's session, is finalizing our app and testing our app. As I've told you that a part number 1 is introduction, which I've given you that this is file upload and download in Django, but I have added one functionality as a bonus, which is called view, which enable user to view or to read a PDF file from a browser without downloading it. So we are going to have a demo, right? So this is our main interface of our app. This button is for uploading PDF files and image. For each record uploaded or inserted in database, will have a file name, file owner, which is the owner of a file, and a file cover. Because I focusedly dealing with PDF files, which may be books, and everybody know that books have cover. So I put one session for which is image for PDF cover. So we'll be uploading images and PDF. So at each upload, you will upload image, which is a cover of a PDF file. Then a file will have a name, a file will have owner. Also, user will be able to view or to read a PDF file from a browser without downloading it, and the user can directly download a PDF file from browser without opening it. So here we go. We start to test a functionality of upload. But before we upload, let me show you one thing which is mostly interested. At the bottom of our bootstrap table, we can see there is pagination, right? So if you are a beginner in Django programming, this is it's like a fortune for you to learn file upload, file download, at the same time learning how you can paginate your files in Django, right? So this is pagination. So here we go, we start to test the functionality of upload. So after clicking upload, you can see I'm redirected to another HTML page where I can fill in my form. File name is let me Motec app, which is channel name. The owner of a file is Natalia. Choose a PDF file, then I choose a PDF file I want to upload. So this is Bob Sweet Cookbook Practical. Then after, I want to choose a cover, right, which is image, a cover for a PDF. Click here. Then I find a beautiful image which is can be a cover, right? So let me here in beds. Yes, so this is a cover for a PDF. After hitting the add now, I will get a message that you have successful uploaded your PDF. But if the upload fails, you will also be alerted by a message. So I'm going to hit add now button. Now you can see we get the message that file submitted successful, and this is, you can see, file name is Motec, owner is Natalia. This is cover page, right? Image cover for a PDF file. Then after testing a first functionality, which is file upload, let's go in our second functionality, which is view. We said that view enable user to redirect a PDF file from a browser without downloading it. So once I click view, you can see it open in a new tab. Now you can see this is Bob Sweet, a cookbook for pen testing. I can read this, right? I can close. But if I don't like to read it, is our third functionality, which is download. After hitting download, you can see a file is downloaded. This is Bob Sweet, right? Okay, open. Now you can see is Bob Sweet cookbook. So actually this is how our final output will look like at the end of our tutorial. So stay tuned, right? But what if a PDF have no cover, or what if information added lacking a PDF file? Let's click to. Now you can see here no cover, no PDF, no PDF. This means that for information added in our database, if specific information don't have cover, it displays that this has no cover. If information have no PDF, you can see no PDF. So that's it. Is little looking beautiful, little looking beautiful. So Stay tuned, stay in touch with more tech, and as I've said that this is the first part uh, of our one tutorial of file upload, view, and download. In a next part of our tutorial, we will start to deal with a setting where we'll make some setting in setting.py and urls.py um, of a main project. After having a brief introduction of our project and how it will work, it's a time to deal with a setting as a part number 2 of our today's tutorial session. So let me send you to my project folder and I show you my apps, right? So ML is the name of my project folder, and here as you can see I have comment app and I have account app. Actually, don't think about account app because it is not used in this tutorial, but if you want to go with me, you can create an app named as ML and you can create a project, Django project named as ML. Then after you will create an app named comment. After opening your project folder in the root directory, create a folder named as media. After that, create a folder named as store. Then create a folder named covers, and this is the specific folder which whereby cover picture of PDF files are stored in. Then after, create a folder in which PDF files will be stored, and the name of folder is PDFs, right? That's it. So we have already covered as a press. Now you know where does our PDF files and image being stored after downloaded. So they are going to be stored in a media which is folder present in a root project folder. Then after, in my app named as comment, there is a static and there is a templates. So you can create these two folders. In templates, there is a folder with a same app name comment. Then here is a place where I store my HTML files. So we have covered it, and this folder is a folder which I store all my static files, which include CSS files, image, and JavaScript. So now you know where does a HTML file being stored, you know where does CSS files, images, and JavaScript are stored. But not only that, you now know where does PDF files and cover image being stored, as I have told you that they are stored in media, the media folder, right? So I choose this methodology for teaching, to explain for you, to give a brief explanation, because I know you are not much beginner in Django. I know that those who are dealing with file uploads and file downloads are already intermediate in Django, so they know the process to create Django project. They know how to create Django app. They know how to link static files in Django, and they know how to deal with the templates in Django. Also, yeah, that's a lesson, right? Uh, Open ML. In ML, there is setting.py. As I said that in video number 2, we'll deal with setting, which will include setting.py and urls.py. So here I open setting.py. Here, as you can see from the top, you need to import OS. Then after, make sure you include this line. Unless otherwise, you will be getting error. Dash dash has no file associated with it, right? So make sure you include this line. Include template, static, but these are not much important than this. You can include them if you have not included them, but I just want to emphasize you to include this file because it mostly causes errors in Django file download. After that, here in install the app, as you can see, comment app is already added, and we everybody know that in Django, after creating an app, you need to include it in setting.py in a session named as install the app, right? So here we go. Yes, database. Here, as you can see, I have configured that I'm using a SQLite 3 database, but if you're using PostgreSQL or MySQL, this is the session where you can specify a database type you are using in Django. Here, as you can see, mostly important line to be included in setting.py if you are dealing with Django file uploads and download is media URL and media root, but you can also include this line for static, right? Don't include this, please. Don't include this. Just include this line and this, but don't include this author. Don't include this, right? I hope you understand. So in our second video, we have covered the mostly important setting you need to have, right? Which is will help you when dealing with file upload and download. So we have already dealt with setting.py. Then we are going to deal with a setting in urls.py. So in this is ml, which is main project folder. I open urls of a main project. So here you need to include these lines. I know you have not included this. From django.conf.urls.static, import static. Also import setting from django.conf. Then at the bottom of urls.py, make sure you include if setting.debug blah blah media root, right? So these are the two mostly important settings you need to have, right? If you will not include this line, you will get error. If you will not include, let me show a mostly important line to include. If you will not include this file, this line, you will get error. So this is part number 2 of our today's tutorial, where we have learned what are the important setting you need to include in setting.py and urls.py. I try to give much more explanation for you to understand. I know coding you can write, but I can also share the source code link below my video description. But what I need to What I aim is to give much more explanation so much you may understand what are the important things to be included when dealing with file download and upload in Django. After dealing with setting.py and setting and urls.py, it's a time to create a model and make migration to the database. And this is part number 3 of our tutorial video, right? So this is, as I told you, that my project name is named ML, and my app I'm using is comment. So I click on comment, then after in comment there is a file named as models.py. This file contain all tables in Django SQLite database. So I click on it, then I open with Sublime text editor, right? So make sure you import from django.db, import models, but don't import this, just import the first line, don't import the second, third and fourth video. So here is a list of our table, right? So here we are going to create our own table, which will be for storing information, PDF files and a cover image. So class, the name of model is Pelcon. Bracket models dot model. Then after we start to specify the column of our table named as Pelcon. So the first column is name, which will be for storing the name of a file. So name, then models dot char field, then inside we need to specify the max length, which is 100. Then next column we need to create is for storing the owner of a file being uploaded. So owner is equal to models dot char field, then after max length is 100. After creating a column owner, we need to create a column for storing PDF file. So models dot file field, then inside we need to specify a path of where a file will be stored, right? So upload to, this is a path of a place where a file will be uploaded. So upload to store / PDFs, something like that. Then a last column is a column for storing cover image for each PDF book or PDF file. So models dot is image field, then upload to store covers. So it should be something like this. Then here underneath I want to create a function named as str bracket return. It should return self.name. Yes. So that is how it should look like, right? Here, as you can see, in media folder, there is a folder named store PDF. There is also a folder named as cover, which is for storing cover images, right? So let me send you in media folder so that you can see. This is my root project folder. Inside the media there is a store. Inside the store there is covers and there is PDFs, right? So upload to is specifically for specifying where should this file be uploaded, right? So the model should know a location of a place where a PDF file needs to be stored, as you can see here. So that is how to create a model for file upload and download. The last thing in part number 3 of this video is making migration to the database, right? So here, as you can see, command is python manage.py make migrations, right? Then after we need to migrate. Now a table named as Pelcon is created. Let me see. This is a database loaded in DB browser for SQLite. So this is a browser for SQL app. You can browse your database and you can have a beautiful view of tables and the table content, right? So let me find let me refresh first. Is here no Pelcon? So let me open database once again. Okay, here you can see database named Pelcon with a column fields name, owner, PDF and a cover. So actually this is how we can create and make migration of a database in Django, right? This is still a upload, view and a download tutorial in Django. After creating a model and making migration is part number 4 of our today's session, whereby we are going to deal with the view and HTML pages, right? So we are going to create a view which will be for rendering content from the table named Pelcon we created, right? So here we go. I'm going to open views.py of my this is my app named comment. So I'm opening views.py of uh, my app, right? Then after before creating view, let me show you something here. So here you can see from .models import YouTube files. These are the tables or model I have, right? But for your case you need it to from .models import Pelcon, right? Import Pelcon, which is um, which is a model we have created, right? The next thing you can import this from Django.views import generic. We are going to use Django built-in class, which is list view, right? So import this generic, but you can also import reverse res, and you can make sure you have imported redirect and render. After importing those necessary libraries and models, it's time to create our view, right? And the name of view will be Pelcon. I like Pelcon, right? So class Pelcon is going to be created. Here, class Pelcon view. Pelcon view, then bracket, right? Generic dot list view. We are going to use a list view, which is we are actually extending, right? We are extending list view in Pelcon view, as I've told you that list view is Django built-in class from generic, right? So here we go. Inside of our class, we are going to specify the model, which is Pelcon. Yeah. After that, we are going to specify a template name. Which template name will this will this class use? So template name is this is the path of a template, which is comment pelcon.html. comment front slash, then pelcon.html, right? After having specified a template name, is we are going to specify context object name, which is files, right? After that, as I told you that for those who have not come across pagination in Django, this is class-based pagination. This is the time, right? So this is like a fortune or a bonus for you. So this is paginate by, I want to paginate by, let me say I want to paginate by 4, right? Then after here, I need to create a function get query set, get underscore query set. Then after bracket self return is pelcon.object order by, I want to order by ID, right? order by ID. So I put a bracket, then something like this, order by ID. Control S to save the changes. Oops. Let me run our server. So after creating a view is a time. It's a time now to include a path, right? So let me just copy this, then I paste here. So the path is Pelcon. Is Pelcon view. And the name is Pelcon, right? So here from dot view import views, so I control S to make sure I save the changes. Let me go in our browser and let me copy this, then I paste here, specifying a path, then see how it looks like. Now you can see this is how it looks like, right? So here, before we carry on, let's add can we add some data here? So let me click add. Okay, so name is Moses, and the owner, what the heck, owner is Moses. Yes, let me add another here, Motec is Motec. Let me add some more. Yeah, Noel. Let me choose some short names. Ariana. Let me add some more. Let's say JB. Let me add some more. BK. Yeah, that's it. Then I cross to save it. Let me go in the desktop, then open it once again. Let me control S. Oops, nothing. It showed there is a pagination, but nothing. So what can we do to display the stored information from our model? So let's go. Let me open pelcon.html, this one. So this is our table, and here we need to start Django. We need to start if loop and for loop, so as we can retrieve data from model. So here is if file, if files, right? Then after for files, for file in files. Then do something, right? Here is file name and the file owner. So let me start to specify. File name is a name, and the owner is owner. Let me control S to save the changes, then refresh. Before refreshing, if files 4. So let's cross this. Let's cross if and 4 and 4. And 4. Then and if. Right, after that let's refresh. Yes, now you can see, oops, still there is no some information. Oh wow, no cover name. So let me open Pelicon. So it's the name and the owner. Let me see my view. Okay. So let me start dealing with displaying. Here is it is for loop.counter. For loop.counter. Right, let me control S to save the changes. Then here we need to see numbers after typing for loop. Yes, now you can see there are numbers. Let's back again. Yes, and this is pagination, right? So now we can see some numbers, and here we can put some if condition. So if condition, if files, for file in files. So if file, oops, here is file dot name and the file dot owner. So if file dot cover, we need to see cover, right? Put something like this. Then it is file dot cover dot URL. Alter, I need to see alter, I need to see file dot name. If else no cover, right? Let me add some more explanation of this. So if a PDF have a cover, we need to display it, right, with width of 100 and height of 100, unless otherwise it should display no cover. So after having this, let's Control S and refresh the browser to see how beautiful our page will start to look like. Oh, syntax error. And so here is, we need to put and if. Control S to save the changes. Let's refresh. Yes, Wow, it is looking so beautiful. Now you can see, so far we can see file name is BKJB Ariana, owner is here, file name is Noel, owner is Noel, but all of these files have no cover, right? So let's deal with view and download. Uh, View and download. So this is view. Let me put condition. First, let me copy this. Let me just copy here. Let me just copy here. And paste it. And I paste it here. If file dot pdf right, if file dot pdf, I need to see a pdf file here, which is file dot pdf dot url, else no pdf, else no pdf. Then I need to cross and if, right? So it should be something like this. Control S to make sure the changes are saved. Once I refresh my page, now you can see here no pdf, no pdf, because you remember that I just manually filled this information by using a DB browser in SQLite database. So let's wind up this session of downloads, right? Yes. Let me just copy this, then I paste it here. This is file dot pdf dot url, right? Let me copy this, copy, else no pdf, let me copy, then paste it here. Control S to save the changes, then refresh our page. Now you can see how our interface looks like, right? Here we can see almost this information have no cover, no pdf, no pdf. So let's try to add a cover in this, in file name Noel. I will add a cover, I'll add the pdf file, right? So let me do one trick here. Let me do something. Let me open this, let me copy. I copy, yes, then I go in Falcon Noel pdf, I paste it here, right? Then I go in, I want to take image, Pelcon, I paste it here. After that, I close the browser to I close a SQLite browser to save the changes. Once you refresh here, you will see Noel having a cover and a PDF to view will be retrieved, and the PDF to download will be retrieved. So let me refresh. It's not magic, it's just coding, right? Now we can see there is a cover, there is a view PDF, there is download. What if I click on view? Now you can see it's a little awesome. It's beautiful actually. I can see we can view, or we can read a PDF file, right? Let me cross. What if I download it? Now you can see I'm able to download it. So in our tutorial, we have actually done like a reverse implementation of functionality. We have started from the back instead starting from the front. We have actually implemented view already a PDF from a browser without downloading, and also we have we have implemented a download file functionality from a browser. So in the last functionality to be implemented is a file upload. So as I've said, I've done the reverse. I've done top bottom. I've started from the top to the bottom to implement the functionality. So but don't worry, it's still part number 3 of our tutorial. One tutorial about upload, view and download. So we are going to deal with upload. How can we upload files, right? Yes, is true, right? It's little looking awesome. So it's a time to implement a file upload. Let me try to click this button. No, you can see it does not work, right? So let me back in view. Let me copy this. Let me copy this view. I don't want to start writing from the scratch. I paste it here. Then its name is let me name it my upload. My upload. Control S. Template name is my upload. It's my upload. Let me go in. This is a template. Let me go in URLs. Where is upload? I copy this. Let's go very quickly. Then a path is my upload. Function is my upload. And the name is my upload, right? So let me go in a browser. I just copy this and paste it in a new tab. Here I type, write my upload. What is the path I load? My upload. My upload. Well, comment my upload does not exist. Is my upload. Come back and views. I Control S to save the changes, then refresh the browser once again. Oops. Let me cut this and paste it in comment. It was outside of a template folder. After refreshing this, everything will be right. Now you can see this is the session we can upload. What if I click back? If I click back, I need to be redirected in this page, which is the main page displaying the list of all PDF files present in a model. So let me add something here. My upload. Here, let me URLs Pelcon. The name is Pelcon. So once user click back, should be redirected to the Pelcon, which is our main page showing the list of PDF files present in your module. So Pelcon. Control S to make sure the changes are saved. Then back on the browser, let me refresh. If I click upload, what's happening? Okay. If I click, let me refresh this. If I click back, what's wrong? No. URL should be Pelcon, but it does not work. Let me refresh. If I click back, what's wrong? Okay, no worry. In pelcon.html, let me see something. This is my upload in Pelcon. Oops, let me cross. Let me copy this. We are editing. It is the same HTML template, but in a different path. Let's open this. Right. Then we should add here Pelcon. Control S. I'm 100% sure it will work. Let me refresh this. Once I click back, I'm on Pelcon, and here it should if I click upload, I should be redirected to the upload page. So on Pelcon, let's add something here. My upload, the path, the name is my upload. I Control S to save the changes in order to make sure changes are saved. If I click upload, you can see I'm redirected in upload page. If I click back, I'm back in Pelcon Pelcon files, right? So here in upload, let's make sure HTML form names resembles with the names present in our database, right? Let me open DB browser, SQLite browser, and here I go. Want to open our database Pelcon. So the names of our model is name, owner, PDF, and the cover. Those are our columns, right? So those column names in a model should match with names specified in HTML page. So here we go. Um, File name is not file name, it's a name, right? Control S. Owner is owner. PDF is a PDF, and cover is cover. Yeah, everything is right. So the next thing after creating a HTML template for uploading our files is a time to create a view, a Python function which will be receiving PDF files and other information. Then after saving them in a model in database, right? So let me create another function, right, which is for saving files in database, right? So the name of function is def pelcon upload, bracket request, right? Then after, if request dot method is equal to post, request dot method is equal to post, then we should start to correct information from our form, right? And the information we are going to correct are name, which is request dot post, then name. Another information we are going to correct is the owner of a file. Oops. The owner of a file. Owner. A third information we are going to correct is a PDF. This is a file, so it should be request.files. Then is PDF. Let me copy this, then paste here. The last information we are going to collect from user form is a cover, which, as I said, is a cover for a PDF. Cover, right? Control S to save the changes. Before we carry on, let me import a Pelcon model here in the top. Yes, it's imported. So here we go. A is equal to Pelcon, then bracket. Name is equal to name. Owner is equal to owner. Then PDF is equal to PDF. What else? Cover is equal to cover. Right. Then after, a.save to make sure we save collected information from user form in Pelcon model. After that, messages.success bracket request, then file was successful uploaded. So let me just copy this. File was successful. Oops. Okay, let me just write file was successful, was submitted, successful files. Then after that, return redirect user to the, I want to redirect user to Pelcon, right? Pelcon. Else, what else? If information are not successful uploaded, we can do the following, right? We need to display error message to the user. So its messages dot error bracket request file was not submitted successful, right? Then return redirect. I want to redirect a user in my upload. Yes, in my upload. So user should just remain there in my upload. I just Control S to make sure the changes are saved. So the name of our Python function overview is Pelcon upload, and this function will be specifically for collecting user information from a form, then saving them to the database. If files and other information are successful submitted in a database, alert will be sent to the user that files was successful uploaded, and they are redirected in Pelcon, which is a home page for listing all files, Pelcon files. If request files, user should see error that files was not successful uploaded and will be redirected in upload, right? Let me show you. Go in URLs. I go in URLs. Let me copy this, paste here. The path is Pelcon upload. Okay, Pelcon upload, right? And the function name is Pelcon upload. Also here, let me Pelcon upload. Control S to make sure the changes are saved. Let me back in my HTML. In our form, we should specify the action for a form. So action is, we put the name of URL, then Pelcon upload. Pelcon upload. I Control S to make sure the changes are saved. Then I'm back on browser to test if we can upload files in Moodle, right? Let me refresh this. It's okay. So file name is, let me say, Django cookbook. Django cookbook. The owner is, I'm the owner of this book. No, please. The owner of this book is Motec app. Motec app. Let me choose a book. Let me choose a book. So Linux forensic. No. Backtrack 5 guide essential tutorial. The cover for this book is, let me choose a Pelican. Let me choose a beautiful image from development. Development. Yes, let me take this image, right? Then add. After adding, you can see file was submitted successful, and I'm redirected in Pelcon. Now you can see this. The name of file is Django Cookbook. Owner is Motec because it was published under Motec app. Here I can view a file and it open in a new page, in new tab, right? After viewing a file, I can also download it, right? Wow, this is beautiful. So I'm really happy because this is the end of our today's tutorial session. I'm really happy. I'm enjoying to teach Django, and I wish we could carry on learning, but it's an end. So we have actually implemented 3 functionality, which is file upload, view, and download. User can upload file, which is a PDF file, together with 2 information, which is the name of a file and the owner. But also, user should upload an image as a cover for a PDF file, right? So this is how it looks like. So if I click upload, let me add one more file. So the name of a file is Moses fish the Moses. Let me choose a file. Here. Let me choose a file. Bob Suite. Let me choose a cover. Let me choose a beautiful cover, right? Let me find a beautiful image here. Django. Okay, let me take this. It's beautiful image. Okay. Let me find a beautiful. So let me find a beautiful image. I want to find a Python icon. Oops, I don't see. Okay, let me take this sklen, then I upload it, add. Once I add, you can see and you can see this is a cover image, name of a file owner, view, download. So, and this is the pagination at the end of our page. You can see for those files which don't have cover, we can see a message no cover. If information don't have PDF file, you can see no PDF. So user cannot view or download it. Which causes this message no cover, no image. Let me show you just as to to stress the point, right? Here you can see if file.pdf. So if a file is present, display, else show no pdf. That's it. um Let me tell you, where does pagination come from. As I told you that if you have never came across pagination, this is a fortune for you. It's like a bonus, right? Yeah, it's like buying is so I actually implemented class based pagination. As you can see from my views, let me open my views. So in class based pagination, you just need to type paginate by how many items how many items or instance of information do you want to display. So I chose to display 4 information per each page. Then after specifying that in your HTML page below the table, because pagination should be at the bottom of the table. So here you can see below a table, these are the source code which enable pagination. If paginated, so it will automatically calculate how many pages are present according to the number you want to paginate. I paginated by 4, and you can see I have almost 2 pages. But if I choose to paginate by 2, you will see some changes. Now you can see some numbers have increased due to pagination by 2, and you can see in each page you can see only 2 information, right? So that is actually short description of pagination. So if you didn't came across pagination, so you will have learned a lot. You will have learned the file upload, view, download, and pagination. Actually, that is an end of our today's session. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like, put comment, share, and subscribe for the next video update. Thank you, and see you in the next tutorials.
Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification.